Hi guys, welcome to Always the Wild Ones. If it's your first time here, my name's Vanessa Lee. Hello. I hope that you're going to enjoy the video. Today we're going to be talking about all my Hoyas. I'm going to be giving you some updates. They've been doing some amazing things. I can't wait to show you. And I probably will have a couple of chores that I will do with you later on in the video. If you are returning, or even if it is your first time here, do hit the subscribe button. I'm busy growing this tribe and I would love you to join. So let's get into this video. I think I'm actually going to take the camera off the stand and just show you exactly where they're all living. That way you get like a full idea of what kind of lighting and all the good things. Yeah. So I'm going to take the camera off the stand. Let's get into it. So I thought I'd start over here. This is like the darkest side of my home. I think this direction is northwest or north. And I have like a plant light here, which I recently put up. You can check that video out. I think it's just like building a shelf, or it's like one of my DIY videos. Anyway, first plant I want to show you is my Crimson Queen. She was living with all the other Hoyas, which I'll show you after this. But I recently put her here and there was one massive bloom there. I don't know if I took a photo actually, I probably didn't. But as you can see, oh my gosh, let's just twist you around. We've got two massive blooms happening right now. I am just shocked. Yeah, so I put it on this kind of wooden trellis. It seems to be liking it, although I can actually see some branches in the back that are kind of browning. So I'm not sure, I might take it off that trellis. I did quite like it when it was hanging, but I don't know, we'll check that out together. But yeah, I've had this one for, wow, I think 2 years. I'm sure it must be 2 years, or it might actually just be a year. I'll put the correct date up. But yeah, it has been one of the easiest Hoyas. It is actually probably the only Hoya that I have in soil. And I've taken several cuttings from this plant and produced quite a few babies and given those away and sold parts. Absolutely amazing plant. If you don't have any Hoyas, this is a great one to start with. And when you check out the leaves, when they first come out, I mean, these ones are shockingly white, but at first they were quite pink. And then they kind of go down into this milky white color. Yeah, I'm absolutely in awe. It's full of peduncles. You can see that there's two more there. And I have been struggling to find the right place for this plant, but it does seem to be liking it over here. So maybe I will just leave it here for a while. I'll just turn those back into the light. Like that. And then I've got another Crimson Queen actually down here, which is a cutting. Should I just try and drag her out? Hang on. There she is. Yeah, so she's got quite some length to her. Look at that. She's so pretty. Look how white these leaves are. And you can tell that it's just going to continue pushing out white leaves because of the stem is so pinky pale. It's not green at all. And every single leaf on that stem has been white so far. So I'm pretty impressed with this plant. I mean, I'm not sure exactly how it's photosynthesizing. It definitely likes that spot under the light. And let me just check and see if there are. Okay, there's no water in there. So yeah, this plant is in pon, and it's probably been a cutting for about a year. Or maybe, I don't know actually. I've made so many cuttings. I would say about a year. And I've got some lacquer balls at the bottom there, which acts as a reservoir. So once I do water it, I kind of make sure that there's some water there covering the lacquer, but not going as high as the pon. And yeah, another beauty. that I just I can't seem to say goodbye to this one. I mean, I know that I've said in several videos that I don't want duplicates anymore. Like when I first started collecting plants, I would always make a duplicate just in case the other one croaked it. So I had it as a kind of guarantee. But at the stage that I am now, I don't really need duplicates, but I'm keeping her. I do like her. She's so, so cute. Adorable plant. Okay, let's go to the other side of the room. The next Hoya I want to show you is one that's blooming and has been blooming like crazy. And as you can see, she's full of peduncles and she's got lots of blooms happening at the moment. These ones haven't actually opened. This one is just about to open. She's kind of halfway open. And then this one is completely open. Look how fuzzy. I don't know if you can see that, but they're quite fuzzy. Oh, you just don't want to, do you? Are you gonna? There, I think you can see it there. And smells absolutely delicious. It's very perfumey. Let me see if I can describe it. Yeah, it just smells like a flower. You know, like a rose, or yeah, just like a, nothing like amazing. I mean, I would definitely say it's definitely not, you wouldn't buy it for its scent, but it does have a very pretty scent. And yeah, this one has been peduncling. I did take a cutting or two from this plant, which I've sold. We've got more peduncles. Oh my gosh, it's just crazy. I don't know how many peduncles are on this thing. But yeah, this is probably the 4th time, or maybe even the 5th time that it's bloomed this year, just this year. So it's just crazy trying to keep up with this one. And I love the mintiness of the leaves. I keep it in highlight. I've recently just moved it onto the shelving unit. It was underneath these grow lights before. It was just there actually. But I've decided to put it here just so that it's got like more space to hang down. And also it kept bumping into my Monstera elbow there. And I'm not into that, especially when it starts dropping its flowers all over that plant. Okay, so that's that one. My second bloomer. Look at this leaf. I just love some of them that are like so, just quite interesting. The splashing is kind of disappearing a little bit, so maybe I am giving it a little too much light, but I don't know. It's happy. It seems very happy, so I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna change anything. It's also in front of this window here, so it gets natural light and it also gets these plant lights, which are burrito. Is it burrito or burrino? Yeah, so that's what it's kind of currently getting. The lights switch on in the morning at 8 and then they switch off at 8. This window is a southeast facing window and the light just comes directly on these plants, I would say 3 or 4 times a day. So it's definitely getting spoilt when it comes to sunlight. So yeah, I'm pushing the envelope when it comes to giving these plants light. Watering, now today is 29 centigrade and it has actually been quite gloomy. Generally I water these plants every Wednesday because that's my first day off from work. In the winter I was probably doing it less. Oh, let's just let this helicopter go by. Yeah, in the winter I was definitely watering a little less, but yeah, maybe every 10 days in the winter, but most definitely I'm watering more often now, especially when they're blooming. I'll just make sure that the reservoir has water in it. I'm going to show you a plant actually that I haven't watered because I don't feel it needs it, and I'll be able to explain to you how I know it doesn't need water right now and you know, my philosophy on my watering skills when it comes to the Hoyas. I mean, look, I'm no expert, but this is just, I'm just telling you what I've done to keep my Hoyas happy. The next plant I want to show you is my Woyetii. Now, I've had this Woyetii the same, I bought it at the same time as I bought the Crimson Princess. So about a year and a half. Gosh, I really need to put some dates up. I couldn't actually find it on my list for some reason, but I have got it written down somewhere. And for the first time, it has bloomed. So that is what we're looking at here. They haven't quite opened yet, but this is probably the third time that this plant this year has bloomed. And it chucked out one peduncle, and then the next day there was another one, and there was another one. It's just full of peduncles. Let me see if I can zoom into some of them so you know what they look like. That's what they look like when you first get a peduncle, and that's where the flowers are going to come out from. Then from there you get these kind of long petioles with the flower bud at the end. So yeah, I mean, when I first got Hoyas, I wasn't even quite sure what a peduncle looked like. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that. And yeah, she's full of them. She's got another one there. That's like before it gets a little bit fuzzier. So this one you can see is getting ready to bloom. And this one is just a peduncle. It's not really showing any signs. Focus. Yeah, it's not really showing any signs of blooming just yet. And we've got another one here, not quite ready. But yeah, the blooms on this plant are just so pretty. I'll put in a photo if I have one, I'm sure I do, so that you can see what they look like. They're a deep burgundy, which is quite different to the other Hoya's flowers. So the Crimson Queen actually has quite a pink flower. I should have shown you that. I might just slip that photo in just so that you can see the comparison. Moving on, we're actually going down to my Hoya parasitica black margin, which is this one. Enjoying a little bit of sunshine right now. And let's see if I can show you the margin. So yeah, that's what all that margin is about. I got this pretty much around the same time as the Woyetii, maybe give or take a month's difference, but this one actually bloomed very quickly. I had owned it probably, I know, 2 months, 3 months, and it started pushing out peduncles. And again, it's in pon. We've got one that's opened here. How pretty is that flower? It's so, oh, there's one that's not quite opened there. And then up here, we've got one that's full, completely open. How pretty is that flower? It's like plastic. It really is quite waxy looking. And then we've got another one just getting ready to bloom right here. So it looks kind of green at the moment, but it will go down to this beautiful white with the pink dot in the center. And then right in the very center, there's a yellow dot. And we've got like loads of peduncles here, there and everywhere. But yeah, I'm really impressed with this plant. I've taken plenty of cuttings from this plant, and even from like a small cutting, I was getting blooms, which I sold. It was so lovely being able to sell a plant with a peduncle on it. And I've also given some parts of this plant away, like in swaps and stuff. And each time that person has received this plant with a peduncle on. So yeah, very proud of this little dude. And then going down, actually, yeah, I wanted to show you all the bloomers actually. Let's go up. So I'm gonna go up and over here. This is my Hoya crimson, no, is it a crimson? No, it's not. This is my Hoya mini bell. I think it's a carnosa. I mean, I don't know. It might have carnosa written there before it. But yeah, I absolutely love this one. Look how splashy the leaves are. And they're really hard and quite waxy, stiff, strong leaves. Really reminds me of my Parasitica when it was kind of juvenile with the smaller leaves. Now my, not Parasitica, sorry, my Pubicalyx, which I will show you, it's in the kitchen. And I've had this one, I was given a cutting of this plant last year, about this time last year, from a subscriber, which was very, very sweet. And as you can see, it's just pushed out its very first peduncle. I'm gonna have to get my hand in there, I think. And it's showing its little blooms off already. It hasn't quite opened. But oh my gosh, look how big that peduncle. I couldn't actually believe it when it pushed that peduncle out. So I've got another one coming here. Can you see that one? She's tiny, but she can expand. It might get bigger. Yeah, I'm so proud. I'm obsessed with this plant. Recently put it on this trellis because of the peduncle. Just didn't want it kind of snapping off or anything kind of fatal happening. So this one's on the trellis. I quite like the size of that trellis compared to some of these trellises. I think are a little too tall. They don't need to be quite so high. Okay, who else did I want to show you? Oh, there's one other plant I want to show you, which is my Hoya Australis Lisa. As you can see, it's like the variegated one. The leaves are absolutely gorgeous. I got this plant as like a 3 or 5 leaf cutting. It traveled in like a heat wave. It really was a struggle to even just get this one to root because of the leaves were so damaged. But we got there in the end. And I mean, this is about 1.5 years worth of growth. Or maybe, I'll put in the correct date. But still quite an established plant considering it was only such a tiny little cutting and like with some really struggling wrinkly leaves, which have all pretty much fallen off now. Yeah, I don't think the original leaves are in there anymore. But what I'm really excited to show you is I recently kind of clipped it onto this. I've new sellotape, but I've also kind of backed the sellotape so it's not sticky. I just put another sheet of sellotape underneath so that it's not sticky. But yeah, so now it's fastened on this cabinet or shelving unit. It's constantly pushing out new stems, which is very exciting. But the most exciting news is when you go up, all the way up here, it's giving me its very first peduncle. Let me get my hand in. Can you see? I'm so excited. And I think I saw another one recently. Where is it? Oh, I can see it now actually. Yeah, so we've got one there. I don't know what color the flowers are going to be. And then I got another one right here. Right there. So yeah, very pleased with the Australis Lisa. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I feel like I've forgotten one of my plants. I also wanted to show you this guy because it recently pushed out this new leaf, and I've taped it to the side of the the shelving unit, but I actually want to put this on a trellis, so I'll be able to show you that one a bit closer afterwards. And then I'll just quickly go over some of the new Hoyas that I was given by a subscriber. I was sent like a huge amount of cuttings from a very, very sweet and lovely subscriber. I'm so chuffed. She was actually downsizing her collection, and I was one of the lucky few to get some cuttings from her. Okay, yeah, this is one of them, and it literally has just exploded out of this pot. absolutely loving its pon. Can you believe that that is 4 months growth? So that's that dude. And then back here we've got a Crahanianum black, which whenever I've seen it in the store, it's not been my favorite, to be honest. But this one I am actually falling in love with, especially its new leaves. Let me put it down so that I can kind of try and zoom in so you can see the new leaves. That one's a new one there. Look at this tiny little baby one. So adorables. It did struggle on the journey. This is all new and all of this. So I mean, it's really quite pretty when it's not dehydrated. Or I don't even know, maybe it's just that when the leaves are quite new they are shinier, and then as they get older they kind of go down to this dull, whatever this is. I'll keep an eye on this one, but I've got a feeling that this one's flower is going to be stunning. And it does have a peduncle. Where is it? Peduncle. Where are you? Oh, there it is. How could I have missed that? There's its peduncle. It's huge. Really beautiful sized peduncle for such a tiny little plant. It's actually going to produce quite a big flower, so we will keep an eye on this one. Hasn't shown any signs yet, but time will tell. Very excited about you. Okay, I'm going to just go through some of the others. I was also sent this one, so this is also only 4 months old and definitely has doubled if not tripled in size. This is a Hoya Matilde. Check it out. So pretty and so happy. It had absolutely no roots. We definitely have lots of roots now. Although I can't, well, you can kind of see them. Yeah, you can. And I think we have some peduncles. This one I think came with that peduncle. There we go. I think that's the only peduncle it has currently. But yeah, I'm really happy with that plant, and she's so cute. I love the way that she looks. Very whimsical. This one is another one that I've had just for 4 months and came... this was actually quite a large cutting, but it has grown. It's definitely grown. It's a Hoya singulatus. I love the red backs of the leaves and this kind of chalky green. It's very like, it's got quite a rough texture. Not rough, but it's definitely not waxy. And it's just, yeah, it's just very, very interesting. This one looks like a boomerang. I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, oh, this is the one that I wanted to show you. So I didn't water this one today. And as you can see, I think you can see, but you can kind of see that it is moist. Like when you look, especially at the reservoir, you can see it's still quite moist down there. So there's absolutely no reason for me to go in there right now and water it. I'm going to wait until that looks drier, when it's nice and dry, and then I'll water it. And I'll fill the reservoir up to the top of the leca, or maybe just below it. And then I'll leave that plant to just chill there on the shelf with the others. And yeah, that's pretty much... Oh, noisy car. Yeah, and that's pretty much this. Can you believe it is part of my Australia's Lisa? It's just, yeah, it's just gone crazy. Yeah, and that's, let me just finish my sentence. That's pretty much what I do. I just look at the vessel. I look to see if there's any condensation or any moisture. And if there is, then I'll just leave them alone. Okay, who else? Who else is really new? Oh, this one's new. This one's really new. This is, let me get her off of the board. I actually recently moved this plant. It's a Hoya Coticii, and she has been growing really, really well now. I actually had her kind of about here before, and it just, you know, the leaves just kept kind of going wrinkly, and I don't know, it just didn't look too happy. So now I've moved it a little further away from the light. It's literally just started tendriling, and I'm just so happy that I did that move. So yeah, often if your plant isn't showing any signs of growth or happiness or whatever, maybe just move it, just change its lighting. So this one obviously prefers its lighting to be a little lower. The plants that are pinned on this board are also all in lacquer, and they also have pon. Do they have pon actually? No, these don't have pon in the bottom. But what I have done is I've got 2 cups. The outer cup doesn't have any holes in it, but the one inside has some holes around where my thumb is. And so if I do overwater the plant, then it will just flow out of those holes, and I can just dump whatever water is not needed. Okay, I'm going to pin you back on. Oh, where were you actually? Here. Here? There. Okay. Oh, I also got this Hoya Crassipetiolata Splash. And it came as 2 leaves, and I've got 3 new ones, which are looking absolutely gorgeous. Look how splashy. Really interesting. I'm loving this one. I have just the normal Crassipetiolata, which is also gorgeous. It's also doing great things, but I must say this one really is a bit of a showstopper, and I'm very excited to see, you know, whether it's going to need a trellis, or it probably will need a trellis eventually. But it would be quite nice if it would just tendril down. I don't know. I got a feeling, I don't know, it might just grow differently to the other one. The other one is here. It's this one. And the way that it grows, I mean, maybe I could just let it tendril, but I don't know. I just, for some reason, decided to put it on trellis. I'm guessing it was showing signs that it wanted that. Because I can't, trellis, I don't particularly like the Hoyas on trellises, but you know, if when they push out those really long stem things, sometimes if they're not risen up, then they'll go brown and they'll just croak it. So that's the only reason why I have those dudes on trellises. And like I said, this one I put on a trellis because I'm kind of protecting the bloom. Who else is new? Oh, this guy is also new. I'm gonna put you back though. Feels really light. I need to water that one. Yeah, this is also new. I don't actually know how to say this one. It's a Hoya Hershki something Lena variegata, the variegated one. It's doing very well. It's growing quite nicely. Didn't have roots and now has plenty of roots, which you can see reaching down into the reservoir there. Yeah, some of them I have put lacquer balls at the bottom, and then others for some reason I haven't. And it seems quite happy being pinned in the place that it's at. I wouldn't say it's given me like any fast growth, but I did start with quite a small cutting. So I think it's probably just one of those plants that are so, you know, the leaves are so dinky that you don't really notice that it is growing and that it is changing. Yeah, so that's that dude. Where do you go? There. Happy? Who else? Who else? Oh, this one's also new. This one I've also only had for 3 months. Now, actually, what is the name of this one? Oh, I can't remember now. Don't actually remember the name of this one. I'll have to slap it up. Well, I'll put the names of all the Hoyas up just so that you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I started off with these leaves. It's still exactly the same size. It was very wrinkly and dehydrated and also quite sunburned. Do I have any new leaves? Actually, no, I can see a new leaf right there. What am I talking about? You put it down on the sofa. So this one here is actually a new leaf, that one. And you can see in there, right there, is also a new leaf. Yeah, so I started with 4 leaves. And yeah, so we've got 2 new ones. That's good news. I like that. Very cute without the sun damage. So it's actually going to be a really pretty plant. I'm very excited to see what this one's going to do next. Okay, I'm going to stop waffling on about my Hoyas. Although I could just carry on just talking about them because I do love them all so much. Like, they're all just doing great things. Like this one, my Carnosa, the knotty one, compactor, is just like, you can see it's getting ready to tendril. I'll try and get some good lighting for you. Yeah, I don't know, this one's also like looking like it wants to start tendriling. It's going to start hanging any day now. And another plant that I don't really notice that it's growing, but then suddenly I look at it and I'm like, hang on a minute, I don't remember it being that tall. It's no longer tall now, it's literally starting to tendril. And actually I do need to, slightly off topic, let me just put that one back. I do need to check all these guys out for mealybug, because this morning I found a massive mealybug on this leaf right there. Oh my God, I was freaking out, couldn't believe it. So of course I went straight over, I'll put a little video in actually, straight over with some surgical spirits and took care of that thing. It's no longer a problem. I did have a quick look at all the Hoyas on this shelving unit. I did not find any. This plant got a shower, so if there was any kind of transferring between those two, that situation has been dealt with. Oh, I wanted to show you actually, which is completely off of Hoya topic, but I keep finding mushrooms growing in the soil. I don't know why that's happening. I'm guessing the soil is very high in nutriments, and it's just, yeah, they've just kind of, yeah, they just popped out of nowhere. So yeah, anybody having the same issue, or if you do know why that's happening, do let me know, because I would love to know why that's happening. Anyway, I do have all my tools and things together. There was one plant, actually this little guy, I might repot today, because I mean she's just looking quite big, and I think I just want to get this one into a bigger pot. So that's that one. Oh, where's all this water coming from? Oh, I also showered these 2 plants. I think, yeah, I guess that water's coming out of the pot. Okay, let's mop that up. The other plant I want to repot is this one, which is my Carnosa dark red. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Okay, are we out? We're out. Look how big it is. Yeah, I mean, that's got to go into a larger pot, hasn't it? So yeah, we'll do that. And I'm just going to go and get a mop, because yeah, I'm guessing it's coming from, oh yeah, it's, oh dear. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. What should we start with, actually? I think I want to do the trellises first. Oh my gosh, I've just seen a new leaf. Look, can you see it there? I don't know if you can see it. Maybe if I go like that. Oh, there. Little baby leaf. Oh, I'm so proud. Okay, so yeah, let's do the trellis first. So I bought this wire. I don't have the name of it actually, but maybe I'll put it in the description. Yeah, I bought it from Amazon. It's the 2.0 size-wise. There was a 1.0 which I thought was going to be too thin, but actually I think next time I will buy that one, because then I'll be able to like maybe do some sort of design with it, or this is just too thick to do any kind of design with it. There's a plant channel called Bassie's Plants. I don't know if any of you follow Bassie. He is fantastic with Hoyas. Like, he's got a crazy amount of Hoyas and really full of knowledge. And it's him that kind of got me on this whole Hoya thing. So yeah, I think that's about the same size, or a little bit longer. But yeah, pretty much there. Okay, you can go away. Yeah, and he did a video on making these trellises. They were so cool, really nice. So he got 3 strands of this wire and then twisted them like that, rotated them. He made like this wooden device to hold them down and everything. It was like quite technical. But if you check that video out if you're really into trellises. So I'm just kind of making an indent with these, I don't know what they're called. They're like, my dad gave these to me. I would probably ask him what they're called, but you can use them to kind of cut wires and stuff, like electrical wires. But I found them quite useful in this instance. So yeah, I'm gonna make a couple, or I'm gonna cut a load of these because I like this length. Ow. Look, at work, I got a cactus thorn in my hand and it's still in there. I couldn't get it out. Yeah, so the heat is back. The weather has been crazy gloomy for such a long time, and then out of nowhere the sun has come back. Well, the heat is back. It is actually quite overcast, but it's super humid, and for the next couple of days we're going to be getting some really hectic weather. There you go. That's that one, and I think I'll make one more and then I'm going to go and get a plaster. Actually, I'm going to go and get a plaster quick. Ow. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I just want to cut one more of these without causing any more injuries. Don't do as I do, guys. I'm sure there's a safer way of doing this. Yeah. So yeah, we want them pretty much the same type of length, if we can. Right. Silly plaster. Oh my goodness, that was rubbish. Okay, take that off. Okay. Okay, so it's actually longer on one side. So I'm just kind of bending it so that I can try and get both sides the same length. That's kind of close enough. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much it. Where's the other one? I feel like I've done it too tall. Oh no, it's perfect. Yay. And then I just need to get it in this part somehow without breaking the pot. And this, okay, so if I put it kind of there, push it into the bottom. That's right at the bottom now, brilliant. And then I do have some little butterfly clips. Brilliant. Oh, now it's got like proper support. I'm very, very happy. Oh, hello. And that can kind of go like that eventually. I kind of need something else that's not quite so. Maybe this stuff's gonna work. So this is like what you put around plastic bags. You get them sometimes in the supermarket. So I'm just gonna cut this. Cut it in half. Put a bit here. And another bit here. Sorted. Ah, brilliant. I'll take that one off. I need to go and buy some of this stuff, like that tape. It's very handy, but yeah, that's what it's looking like. I'm really happy with that. Moving on. I think we'll start with this little dude. Yeah. It's finally moving into something new. And hopefully it's not too big of a change. And it is quite a large vessel actually, looking at it. So this is the root system, which is quite small actually. So I'm now wondering, should I go into a smaller vessel? I think I'm going to go for this one instead. Yeah, I'm going to put some lacquer balls at the bottom. Now I normally like to use the lacquer pebbles, but I only have the lacquer balls, so that's what I'm going to be using. That's its little reservoir. And I'm going to use this pon again. It's actually quite perlite heavy, which is what I like to do when I'm first trying to grow roots on plants. I tend to use kind of like a heavy pon perlite mix, heavier on the perlite. So I'm going to mix some lacquer into this, sorry, some pon into this. Like that. Does, oh, We do have some slow release fertiliser in there, so I'm not going to add any more. This should be a fairly easy repot, hopefully. So I'm literally just going to plonk it in like that. Just making sure all the roots are pointing down. Oh, love it. I love working with pond. It's just so easy. And the Hoyas do really love them. Okay. Okay, with little nuts there. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I mean, I'm not going to pin it back on the board, but oh, that's my fridge being noisy again. Just try and ignore it. And the slow release for some reason is all on the top. I don't know why. But yeah, I'm happy. I'll give that a quick water. This water does have a little bit of fertiliser in it, but it's like a tiny, tiny amount. Okay, you can see the reservoir is filling up. And that's that one. And hopefully now it's got more space to grow and it'll get nice and big. I'm just going to plop it in there for now. Next is this little dude. Another one that's coming off the wall. She's so cute and has been growing so nicely. And I'm going to put it in this pot, which probably does actually look a little bit on the big side. But hopefully I'll just not have to do it again for quite a while. What have we got on the bottom of this? Oh, okay. It's literally just all, that's all pond. And here are its roots, looking pretty good. Don't see any browning, they're all looking really bouncy and nice, nothing dehydrated, so I'm very happy with that. Just plonk her there for a minute. I'm going to do a little reservoir again. Should be fine. Should I put a little bit of perlite? Actually, I do have some pond that's mixed with some perlite in here. I'll just put that in there. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Looking good. So I haven't actually bought any new Hoyas, or I haven't had any new Hoyas in quite a while. So I do plan on getting some new ones pretty soon. I do have a bit of a Hoya list, so if you haven't seen that, I think it's on one of my Hoya care days where I kind of go into which ones I want next. So yeah, if you want to check that out. But yeah, I'm kind of on the hunt for some of the kind of larger leaved Hoyas. Scoop you around. I haven't actually found any online, which is quite interesting actually, because I really thought that this year there'd be more Hoya choices. Okay, I think we're done. Wow, that was quite a nice, easy repot. How cute is that? So I'm just going to give this one a bit of a water, settle it in. Whoops, got that everywhere but inside the vessel. Well done, Vanessa. And you can see that the reservoir's filling up quite nicely. And that's that one done. Ah, brilliant. I do feel like I got quite a bit done today. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope that you also got some things done as well, or maybe you just chilled and relaxed. Either way, I'm glad that you enjoyed the video enough to watch it till the end. Do give me a thumbs up to show me that you did enjoy the video, and if you haven't hit the subscribe button, what are you waiting for? Just go ahead. Have a fabulous week. All right, bye.